Shares of Supermicro rising after the company gave a bullish long-term revenue outlook, easing some investor concerns, saying that it, quote, believes it will meet a NASDAQ deadline to file audited financial results. Still, though, the near-term forecast and reported results coming in just shy of some of those expectations. Let's bring in Sylvia Jablonski. She's Defiance ETFs CEO and Chief Investment Officer. Sylvia, it's great to have you back here on Yahoo Finance. So let's talk about SMCI because since the last time we talked, it looks like at least things might be headed in the right direction for the company. I'm curious how you're thinking about this update here today.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, let's hope so. I think, the market liked what it heard with the stock. Initially, we saw the stock fall after the earnings announcement. They were kind of shy on revenue expectations and then shy on the 2025 outlook. But when we heard that potential, 40 billion going into 2026, I think that's really what perked up investors. And they have a unique story here, right? I mean, they pretty much provide data center servers, liquid cooling technology for some of the top data center AI companies like Nvidia and AMD. And so, they have this key relationship with the leader of AI. And I think that, they have this unique product that essentially no one else on the market has. And so they're well positioned to be a top player as AI continues to grow. And with this company, as we know, it's just all about some of the accounting and reporting things that have spooked the market. But it seems like, if we get good news that they're coming out of that and projections for 2026 are good, it could be smooth sailing for Supermicro.
Does it seem like there's just too much of the moves around Supermicro that have been hinging upon will they or won't they file in time to make it an extremely viable business investment at this juncture?
Yeah, I think so. I think what holds investors for fully coming into the stock and, kind of like fully adopting their technological prowess and leadership in the AI space is just that, right? Because of the Hindenburg, kind of report that came out and what came after that. I think February 26th is going to be a key date. If we see that, they're able to file their updated statements and everything is sort of kosher there, I think that that's something that ends up being a tailwind for the stock, and it could potentially, climb higher. But the market still wants clarity on that, I think. And so, we need to see what happens in the next week or two.
Sylvia, is there still any sort of risk, or is there any risk that this could affect their relationship with Nvidia?
Well, I think February 26th will be telling, right? I think if you get a situation where the audit and financial statements are not acceptable and it kind of comes off of the NASDAQ, I think Nvidia would have to do their due diligence and kind of, weigh their options. I mean, the one good thing is that it seems as though they're a leader in a space that doesn't have as many, cooling technology server options as Nvidia needs for their Blackwell chip. And so, I think a lot of it, again, is just making sure we just get clean reporting and that the market is comfortable with all of, kind of what the company is doing as a whole. Once we get past that hurdle, the technology and the growth story is certainly there.
What type of outlook do you need to hear from Supermicro even after they file with the NASDAQ and their kind of vision into the future about how they kind of sustain the business, but also the partnerships like Seana was bringing up that are going to look to them to be able to deliver upon deadlines that they set forth?
Yeah, I think part of this will be, again, just kind of getting, past February 26th and having a steady run of clean reporting and filing on time and things like this. And then I think if we actually see those revenues start to bump up on the second half of the year, making it feasible that, we get that 2026 projection, I think that's something that will really, bode well for the stock and for the market. And then in terms of that stability being there, if you have a leader like Nvidia in the space, you have to think that, and AMD, you have to think that all of the other chip providers will start to step in and perhaps utilize their services once they have a clean slate.
Sylvia Jablonski, we're going to be watching closely as they start to file these reports. Appreciate it.